Thank you very much. Let's get more now on our main story. A government plan to crack down on problem gambling. At the moment, people can bet £100 every 20 seconds on fixed odd betting terminals in high street bookmakers. But that maximum stake could be cut drastically under new measures being proposed. Let's talk now to Shimul Gilani, a recovering gambling addict who spent around, well, I won't say how much you spent around because I want to hear your story first. I just want to know, how did it start? What was that first moment where you went into a betting shop and put some money down?
I think initially it was the fruit machines when I was 16, and then when I was 17 I was introduced to the fixed odds betting terminals. And I think from that point it was initially, you know, I was quite young, I could bet £10 and win £300, and for me that was the buzz and the excitement. But slowly, obviously, my life became completely dictated by it, and I was going from £5 and £10 to £50 and £100 a spin. And by the time I was 18, I knew that I had a problem.
And did you have the money to do that?
I was working full-time at the time and, you know, living at home, so I had enough money to do that. But obviously, the more that I gambled, I then took out overdrafts, took out credit cards to try and, you know, get some more money for it.
Living at home, did you discuss this with anybody? Your parents? Did they know that you were beginning to get into trouble?
My parents knew that I had a gambling problem at a young age. They helped me. I was in GA initially, you know,
Gamblers
Anonymous, and that didn't really help at the beginning. But, you know, they didn't know to the extent that I had a problem.
So at what point did it get, well, you were spending, what did you get to spending in one day when you went, oh my word, what on earth am I doing?
I think as I got older and I was spending my whole month's wages in the space of a lunchtime, that's when I knew it was just too much.
A whole month's wages
in lunchtime. That happened a number of times throughout the 12 years that I was gambling. But, you know, I am on the right road to recovery now, and that's the most important thing.
I just want to analyse a whole month's wages in a lunchtime. That afternoon, well, what do you do? How do you live?
You don't. You walk out. I walked out of the bookies sick, you know. I've you know, contemplated suicide. I've trying to work out how am I going to explain this. And it got worse as I, you know, got married and have children. Then it's my responsibility. Whereas at that age, when I was a lot younger, I was living at home with my parents.
So you've analysed how much this addiction has cost you, and what's the figure?
So I think it's in well excess of £250,000.
£250,000.
Yeah.
And are you still in debt?
No, well, actually I'm a little bit, but not a huge amount, only a few thousand. But, you know, the money's irrelevant. At the end of the day, I'm not gambling, I'm supporting other people. The money now doesn't matter.
The money now is irrelevant, but no. At the time, that was all you were living for, was that chance of winning.
Yes, the money was important when I was doing that, but it was more the adrenaline and the buzz that kept me going. You know, it could have been pennies and I would have still carried on doing it and doing it and doing it. But because these machines allow you to gamble up to £100, that was all that I was going to bet.
Every 20 seconds?
Every 20 seconds.
And were you doing that?
Yes. Yes, like, you know, in a month, in a lunchtime, I spent a whole month's wages.
And how much was that?
About £2,500.
So, all that money has gone. I'm just wondering how you, once you got into some level of debt, how you are then financing this. How many credit cards must you have been using?
I had about 5 or 6 credit cards, 3 or 4 overdrafts, to try and do that. As I obviously got a family, I was then using my family savings to do that. It was really bad.
And what about the reaction in the shops? I mean, were they always pleased to see you? Did they at any point say...
Never got questions, you might have a problem. Never got questions, do you want to speak to someone? I was always got on really well with them. It seemed almost like happiness that they were getting so much money out of me.
And was it always the same people in the place at the same time? Were
yeah,
all gambling together?
It was a different mixture of people throughout the time.
So you're now a recovering addict.
Yeah.
What was the moment where you started kicking this habit?
Well, there was a couple of things. I think January 28th last year, I got caught out from my wife, as she just couldn't you know, she was trying to work out where all the money was, and I came clean. I then started to go to Gamblers Anonymous, and from that moment, I worked out that actually I can't continue with my addiction, and I need to get better, and now try and support other people with their
And
addiction.
very quickly, a £2 maximum bet would change things, would it?
Possibly. I think the government are awkwardly ducking out of any responsibility, in my personal opinion.
Okay, well, it's very good you come and talk about it. Shema Gilani, thank you very much for your time. Thanks.
Thank you.